Gloucestershire is a county in South West England. The county comprises part of the Cotswold Hills, part of the flat fertile valley of the River Severn, and the entire Forest of Dean. The county town is the city of Gloucester, and other principal towns include Cheltenham, Cirencester, Stroud, and Tewkesbury. Gloucestershire borders Herefordshire to the northwest, Worcestershire to the north, Warwickshire to the northeast, Oxfordshire to the east, Wiltshire to the south, Bristol and Somerset to the southwest, and the Welsh county of Monmouthshire to the west. History. Gloucestershire is a historic county mentioned in the Anglo-Saxon Chronicle in the 10th century, though the areas of Winchcombe and the Forest of Dean were not added until the late 11th century. Gloucestershire originally included Bristol, then a small town. The local, rural community moved to the port city, and Bristol's population growth accelerated during the Industrial Revolution. Bristol became a county in its own right, separate from Gloucestershire and Somerset in 1373. It later became part of the administrative county of Avon from 1974 to 1996. Upon the abolition of Avon in 1996, the region north of Bristol became a unitary authority area of South Gloucestershire and is now part of the ceremonial county of Gloucestershire. The official former postal county abbreviation was Gloss, rather than the frequently used but erroneous Glos or Gloch. In July 2007, Gloucestershire suffered the worst flooding in recorded British history, with tens of thousands of residents affected. The RAF conducted the largest peacetime domestic operation in its history to rescue over 120 residents from flood-affected areas. The damage was estimated at over £2 billion. The county recovered rapidly from the disaster, investing in attracting tourists to visit the many sites and diverse range of shops in the area. Economy. This is a chart of trend of regional gross value added of Gloucestershire at current basic prices published by Office for National Statistics with figures in millions of British pounds sterling. The following is a chart of Gloucestershire's gross value added total in thousands of British pounds sterling from 1997 to 2009 based upon the Office for National Statistics figures. The 2009 estimation of £11,452 million GVA can be compared to the South West regional average of £7,927 million. Education. Secondary schools. Gloucestershire has mainly comprehensive schools with 7 selective schools. 2 are in Stroud, 1 in Cheltenham and 4 in Gloucester. There are 42 state secondary schools, not including sixth-form colleges, and 12 independent schools, including the renowned Cheltenham Ladies' College, Cheltenham College and Wycliffe College. All but about 2 schools in each district have a sixth form, but the Forest of Dean only has 2 schools with sixth forms. All schools in South Gloucestershire have sixth forms. Higher and further education. Gloucestershire has 2 universities, the University of Gloucestershire and the Royal Agricultural University, and 4 higher and further education colleges, Gloucestershire College, Cirencester College, South Gloucestershire and Stroud College and the Royal Forest of Dean College. Each has campuses at multiple locations throughout the county. The University of the West of England also has 2 locations in Gloucestershire, an associate faculty specialising in animal behaviour and welfare, agricultural and sports-related courses in Hertfordshire, Gloucestershire, and a regional centre at the Gloucester Docks, Alexandra Warehouse, specialising in adult and mental health nursing. Towns and cities. Gloucestershire has 1 city and 32 towns. Cities. Gloucester. Towns. The towns in Gloucestershire. Towns in South Gloucestershire: Bradley Stoke, Chipping Sodbury, Filton, Kingswood, Patchway, Thornbury, Yate, town in Monmouthshire with suburbs in Gloucestershire, Chepstow, Antiquities. There are a variety of religious buildings across the county, notably the Cathedral of Gloucester, the Abbey Church of Tewkesbury, and the Church of Cirencester, of the Abbey of Hales near Winchcombe, founded by Richard, Earl of Cornwall, in 1246. Little more than the foundations are left, but these have been excavated and fragments have been brought to light. Most of the old market towns have parish churches. At Deerhurst near Tewkesbury, and Bishop's Cleeve near Cheltenham, there are churches of special interest on account of the pre-Norman work they retain. There is also a perpendicular church in Lechlade, and that at Fairford was built, according to tradition, to contain a series of stained glass windows which are said to have been brought from the Netherlands. These are, however, adjudged to be of English workmanship. Other notable buildings include Calcott Barn in Calcott, a relic of Kingswood Abbey. Thornbury Castle is a Tudor country house, the pretensions of which evoked the jealousy of Cardinal Wolsey against its builder Edward Stafford, Duke of Buckingham, who was beheaded in 1521. Near Cheltenham is the 15th-century mansion of Southam de la Bear, of timber and stone. Memorials of the de la Bear family appear in the church at Cleeve. The mansion contains a tiled floor from Hales Abbey. At Great Badminton is the mansion and vast domain of the Beauforts, on the southeastern boundary of the county. There are several royal residences in Gloucestershire, including Highgrove House, Gatcombe Park, and Nether Lypiat Manor. An annual cheese-rolling event takes place at Cooper's Hill, near Brockworth, and the Cotswold Games occurred within the county. Places of interest. Places of interest in Gloucestershire include Badminton House, residence of the Dukes of Beaufort; Berkeley Castle, an example of a feudal stronghold; Beaverston Castle; Chavenage House; Cheltenham Town Football Club; Clearwell Caves; Dean Forest Railway; Dereham Park; Edward Jenner's House; Gloucester Cathedral; Gloucester Rugby; Gloucestershire Warwickshire Railway; Hales Abbey; Newark Park; Alpen Manor; Snows Hill Manor; Sudeley Castle, burial place of Queen Catherine Parr, 6th wife and consort of King Henry VIII; Stanway House; River Thames; Rodmarton Manor; Tewkesbury Abbey; Tewkesbury Medieval Festival; Tyndale Monument; Wildfowl and Wetland Trust; Slim Bridge; Westbury Court Garden; Woodchester Mansion. Areas of countryside in Gloucestershire include Forest of Dean, Wye Valley, Scenic Railway Line, Gloucester to Newport Line. Media. Gloucestershire's daily newspapers of The Citizen, which covers Gloucester, Stroud and the Forest of Dean, and the Gloucestershire Echo, which covers Cheltenham, Tewkesbury and the Cotswolds. The two daily papers, along with free weeklies The Forester, Stroud Life, the Gloucester News and the Cheltenham and Tewkesbury News, are all published by Northcliffe Media. The Stroud News and AMP Journal is a weekly paid-for newspaper based in Stroud. It is published in a tabloid format by NewsQuest. NewsQuest also produces the weekly Wilts and Gloss Standard newspaper, which covers the southern and eastern parts of the county, as well as the weekly Gloucestershire Gazette, which covers the south of the county and much of South Gloucestershire. Radio stations in Gloucestershire include BBC Radio Gloucestershire and Heart Gloucestershire, and The Breeze. There are also several community radio stations including Gloucester FM, Radio Winchcombe, Forest of Dean Radio, and North Cotswold Community Radio. In popular culture, there are two well-known accounts of childhood in rural Gloucestershire in the early 20th century. Laurie Lee's Cider with Rosie and Winifred Foley's A Child in the Forest. part of Mrs. Craig's novel John Halifax, Gentleman, is set in Endley, a thinly disguised Amberley, where she lived at the time of writing. Most of the book is set in Nortonbury, easily recognizable as Tewkesbury. The county has also been the setting for a number of high-profile movies and TV series, including Die Another Day, Harry Potter, and BBC TV series Butterflies. The film Hot Fuzz was set in Gloucestershire, where Simon Pegg, who co-wrote and starred in the film, grew up. A Girl's Best Friend, the pilot for the proposed Doctor Who spin-off, K9 and Company, was filmed in Gloucestershire. The setting is the fictional town of Moreton Harwood. The fictional town of Ledworth in Doctor Who is located in Gloucestershire. It is the home of companions Ermy Pond, Rory Williams, and River Song in the childhoods and young adulthoods. A fictional Brimsfield was the village home of Peter and Abby Grant in the 1970s Survivors BBC TV series, with a railway connection to London. Animals. The famous Gloucestershire Old Spot pig is named for Gloucestershire and is historically associated with the county. Sheep roam widely in the Forest of Dean. The Forest of Dean and the Wye Valley also have wild boar. Gloucester cattle, a rare breed, can still be found in and around Gloucestershire. They can be recognized by the white stripe that runs down the center of the backs to the tip of the tails. The cattle are famous for producing milk for both single Gloucester and double Gloucester cheeses.